And welcome back to New England Sunday, everyone. As part of WFSB's ongoing commitment to the Time to Care campaign, we would like to tell you about Common Ground, an organization which chisels away at some common misconceptions by bringing together diverse groups of students. Joining us to tell us more about Common Ground are Ellen Smith-Bigelow, Common Ground's Executive Director, and Kareem Murphy, a student at Bloomfield High School. Nice to have you here.
Nice to be here.
Start with you. What is the goal of Common Ground?
The goal of Common Ground is threefold. It's to bring together students from diverse racial, ethnic, and economic backgrounds, to help them to develop leadership skills, and then to utilize those skills in getting involved in community service projects. They're able to implement the skills such as public speaking, negotiating. They have to learn to plan and organize and to make decisions about what it is they'd like to do.
Where did the idea come from?
It came from Leadership Greater Hartford, the class of '86, the American Leadership Forum, class 3, and the Justice Education Center. These three organizations came together to discuss ways that they could involve younger people in looking at the problems and issues that concern the regional area of Hartford. And they worked for a couple of years to put together the program, to incorporate the school systems, and to get together the funding.
You said nine school systems are now involved?
Yes.
And how many students?
We have 37 students in this class, which is class 4. We have 98 alumni that have gone through the first three, starting in October of '88. And Kareem, who's here today, was in class 1.
All right. Now, Kareem, tell me about, what did you get out of it? What did you...
Well, more or less, I got a chance to refine my leadership skills. I think I came in with a certain amount of skills, knowing how to just organize things, how to speak effectively in front of a group. But with Common Ground, with the different seminars that we had, I think I learned more so how to improve on myself. To just, for instance, public speaking, we had one on that. We learned how to focus our attention on different people, not to just single out a certain person.
Were there specific projects that you were involved in the community? How did you reach out? Did you have relationships with others outside the group?
Yes, we had a homeless project in which we went to, I think, McKinney Shelter in Hartford, and we had, during a series of approximately 6 weeks, we divided our groups into groups that would go and visit the shelter and help out. I believe it was on a Sunday afternoon. And we did that through that project.
I would imagine that volunteer work, that reaching out, is important, because one of the concerns you hear people raise about young people now is that there isn't enough spirit to volunteer and reaching out to those around them.
I think that the students that come through the Common Ground program dispel that myth, because they are very excited and anxious. When we have our orientation, they say that, I ask them, what do you want to get out of this Common Ground experience? They want to meet kids from diverse backgrounds, because many schools are racially isolated to a degree, and they want to have that chance to interact. They want to get involved in community service and learn, how do I do this beyond my own community? What is going on in Hartford and in Windsor and Bloomfield and the other schools that are involved? So that issue of community service is very prevalent in each class. I have one group right now that's involved in painting and fixing in different shelters, and they'll be doing that for the next 6 weekends. There's about 9 students in that group, and they will go to the different shelters in the area. They've contacted them, they set up arrangements and everything.
How did the sort of racial diversity and the economic diversity of the people that were in this group affect you? How did that impact you?
Well, it sort of opened my eyes. For instance, when a person thinks of West Hartford, they think maybe rich, glitzy, all that type of stuff. I found out, for instance, there were people there that were not living actually in homes. They were just wandering around. They lived from house to house. As far as East Hartford, I had sort of a misconception about that, because the only thing that I've heard about East Hartford, excuse me, was sort of bad things, but I found some really intelligent, interesting people from there.
Well, tell me, how do students who want to become involved in this do that?
Well, we have an open recruitment process where the students will get a brochure, and we'll have applications available for sophomores and juniors in the 9 high schools. They can fill out the application, they write an essay, and they return it to a liaison, which is a staff person in each one of the schools, They then give that to me, and we go through a process to make sure that we have the balance of racial, ethnic diversity, as well as the leadership skills, because we're not looking for those kids who are at the top of their class and are the leaders and the football players or whatever. We want kids who have potential and need a place to develop that potential, and so Common Ground is that forum.
Rim, what advice would you give someone considering doing this?
Well, I tell them basically just apply. Most people look at it and say, oh, it's not for me, but they really don't know what's going to happen after you enter the program, what's going to happen after the 6 weeks.
All right. Folks, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having
Good luck. Sounds like a wonderful program. And by the way, if you are interested in becoming a Common Ground mentor or would like more information on the group, you can call them at 525-4451, 525-4451. And stay with us. We'll have more New England Sunday in just a moment.